So much energy here in the house tonight. We are live at the CompuBox Academy. I'm Todd Grisham. And here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans, everybody around the world, the fighters. This is just one of those things.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Leonard. He, of course, won world titles in 5 different weight classes, including the undisputed welterweight title. His hometown is Wilmington, North Carolina. Saul Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican legend. So much hype surrounding. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. That one lands. Swing and a miss for that jab. Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd waiting for something special.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The straight right just misses. Miss with that jab. He threw a punch and just got countered. This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
Do not give an outside fighter time to think. You've got to make the fighter panic. You've got to rush the fighter into doing things they don't normally do.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punch. Good counter punching. You'd like to see more jabs. When are we going to see a jab from these two? A perfect counter shot. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That jab doesn't find a home. Catch and shoot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Leonard in that last round. As bad as boxing judging. There's the bell for round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
If you're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
A perfect counter lands. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Those counter punches have to hurt. Tried to score with a jab. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good punch. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
That counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter shot. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. That hook won't score. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, we're in. There's the bell to start round 3. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That punch scores. Well done with that counter shot. And he scores with the counter. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
That jab misses. Apparently hitting his opponent in the face isn't enough. He wants to rub it in. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. One punch could change everything in this battle. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Jab does not score. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. At this point, you got to believe. There's the bell for round 4. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punches with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
They threw the hook. It didn't land. There's a counter shot. Didn't land that jab. Nice exchange here from both men. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. Jab doesn't score. The straight right just misses. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Fantastic punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears. On to the 5th we go. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. They exchanged punches. Tried to score with the uppercut. Nice counter shot. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Beautiful counter punch. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Punch, counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. That counter shot lands. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Right hook missing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my word. Canelo just got clipped. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that that moment of trouble has passed.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
How about that time counter shot? And he just missed with that left jab. Missing with that jab. Nice counter. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Leonard in that last round. What would you tell this guy if he's got to do something different?
Every second, every minute of this.
There's the bell for round 6. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Beautiful counter shot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Just missed with that hook. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. A big, heavy blow, and Saul is down. And look at that body shot. They couldn't have thrown it any better.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Will you continue?
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
He's got to waste time. Get a step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to call you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
Halfway through the round, and I think he knows he's got a lot of work to do.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of heart we need to see.
Nice counter punch. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Beautiful counter shot. You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
Even I've got to...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. So the next Sugar Ray in that last round. Is there any way back into this fight after the beating? Here here we go. It's round 7. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. That counter shot lands. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
The jab doesn't quite connect. There's a scoring blow. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Whoa, wait a minute! Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Beautiful counter punch. He threw a punch and just got countered. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Hey, those punches add up. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Beautiful counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. How much cardio was put in? And they're back at it again here in round 8. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
And he scores with the counter. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Straight right just misses. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. And say it ain't so. Down goes Sugar Ray. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Apparently it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
But now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Beautiful counter shot. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant... Oh, wait a minute! Canelo in serious jeopardy here, going to the canvas. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Whoa! Lights out! It's over! This fight is done! We knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
A shot from the gods took him.
Listen to me. Are you okay? You're out of there.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect. That must hurt.